What's up, guys? Steve here. Got a video I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do an update video on some key books, first appearances, some signature books that I've got. I did one when I first started doing videos, and I haven't did another one. And just wanted to show some stuff that I added to my collection. Also re-show some of these other books, because I've gotten, there's a lot more people watching the videos now, and it's kind of hard to find videos, older videos. So I just want to kind of do a redo. But I want to start it off. There ain't gonna be no particular order. I've got them in somewhat order, but I mean they'll be out of order a little bit. But I want to show the two books that I felt like that started it all with me. Was Wolverine #1 from the limited series, and Punisher #1 from his limited series. Being a kid of the '80s, Wolverine and Punisher were they were the kings, back then. Hot. They were in every book. Now I know it's kind of oversaturated with them, but to me, those are some of the ones that really pushed comics in the '80s. You had your Captain Americas and Daredevils and Supermans and all that, but Wolverine was such a hot character coming out, as was Punisher. So I think those two books really got it going for me. I had the poster of this one right here in my room, and also the one, I think it's issue 2, where he's got the target behind him and it's bleeding. I had that one. So yeah, so I was real happy to get those. I've had these are my original copies. I got the complete series of each of them. Not far behind is G.I. Joe. And if you don't know the story behind this book with me, I'll just kind of briefly tell you. I lost my dad when I was real young, and ended up he ordered this book. Back then, we couldn't get online and find a book. Now we can find anything. As fast as we want it, we can have it. Back then you had to look for it. You had to put had to go to a con, which I never went no Comic Con when I was young. But you had to have your comic book store, look for it, and he had this on order, and he ended up getting he got killed in an accident, and he ended up had this on order, and 3 days after he was killed, comic book store ended up calling and saying, hey, end up asked for my dad, and of course, my mom, was, in the state she was, said, had to tell him what happened. And he said, well, hey, he ordered this book for Steve, and ended up, he ended up giving this book right here, to me, and gave me a big Wolverine stand up. It's kind of why I'm loyal to that comic book store, because it's the same one. But I'll never get rid of this book. And it's not a big time book or anything like that, but it is to me. If I had one to save out of everything in here, it'd be this one right here. And because it means everything to me, because it's the last thing that my dad got for me, and but yeah, it's very it's priceless to me. So and I've got this one here kind of marked with an X on the backing board. And when I had a son, I ended up and I went and got him one. So my son has one, and of course I went out and I got a graded copy as well. I've almost thought about getting mine graded, but I decided not to, because I want to be able to open it up, and see it. Because I think comics, that's what got me through a lot, with what happened, because I could kind of go into it and just kind of forget everything. And but yeah, so I got a 9.4. Let me kind of scoot this back just a little bit. So you got a 9.4 of that. And of course I got, ended up finishing the run this past year. And I got 155, which is a real short print run, final issue of G.I. Joe. So I picked it up. Herb Trimpe signed this right here, issue number 164, for my good friend Matt. These next two books are actually from Matt. Baltimore Comic Con, they were there, and he ended up getting a big art print for me. got some books signed. Didn't even have to do it. I mean, that just shows what kind of guy he is. So I mean, you know, man, I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. And he also had Michael Golden sign G.I. Joe Yearbook #1, which of course is one of my all-time favorite covers. And this is what the print right here looks like. You see the background in a lot of my videos, and there's the signature right there. X Factor #6, Apocalypse, first Apocalypse. You know, this book is going up. What Eaton Nick did a thing talking about speculation. You know, books are starting to kind of jump up, and this is one of them right here. This is my original copy. Got a Marvel Premiere #15, first appearance of Iron Fist, which is one of my all-time favorite characters. Then, of course, issue #1 of his series. Got issue #14 of Iron Fist. This right here is the first appearance of Sabretooth. Then I threw in Iron Fist #15. This right here is John Byrne's first work on X-Men. So really, really cool. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., issue #1. I'm a big Steranko fan. You know, this one's got a big crease right here, so eventually I'm going to upgrade it, but it will do for now. Then, of course, you've seen this one in a current video, recent video. This is my Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #4, signed by Steranko, courtesy of Matt, Comic Quarter 410. Great, great guy. Very, very happy to have that. Recently got Tomb of Dracula #1. Upgraded my copy of Star Wars #1. Let me see here. Big Star Wars fan. Okay, I'm gonna kind of. Then I got Batman: The Killing Joke by Alan Moore. You know, what can you say about this? I mean, it's just a freaking awesome story. You know, you can't beat that. That was so hot when I was a kid. So really happy to have that. Got Vengeance of Bane #1, which is of course the first appearance of Bane. Batman: Death in the Family. You know, part 1 of 4. This is the one where they voted. The readers voted to kill off Robin, which was shocking, you know, but they did it. So here's issue #1, 2, issue 3, and 4. Then I threw in, you know, anytime I get a #1 of a book or whatever, you know, I'll put it up or whatever. So this is Commandy #1, not a big one, but you know, this is another one of those titles. If you'd asked me when I was a kid, I would have collected. I'm like, you're freaking crazy. I mean, it's you know, but as I got older, everything's kind of changed a little bit. I'm kind of chasing stuff that's kind of different, you know. So here's Man-Thing #1. Oh, let me get right here. Here's Man-Thing #1 from his first series. I should have grabbed Man-Thing #3, which is the first appearance of Fool Killer. So but there's #1 of the second series. Got Supernatural Thrillers featuring It, issue 1. Black Lightning #1. You know, like I said, if it's a #1, I'll grab it. Hanna-Barbera, Laugh Olympics. I'll always love Laugh Olympics when I was a kid. So there's issue 1. Batman of the New 52, issue #1, which is really hot. Oh, let's see here. All right. Recently picked up Submariner #1, volume 2. This is his first issue. Got Iron Man and Submariner #1. And this is another one that's got a good story behind it. Shortly after my dad died, you know, of course, what a mother does is a mother tries to comfort her kid. So I remember seeing this right here on the wall at the comic book store, and my mom ended up buying it for me. So it was my earliest, most expensive comic I ever had, and it's one that I won't ever part with. So, of course, it's got the yellow Iron Man and all that, so very, very cool. Of course, about a year and a half, I ended up completing Daredevil Volume 1. So, of course, I got to I'm going to scoot this back. Let me change directions here, guys. Just bear with me. So, here's Daredevil number 1. Now, I actually did the first 5. So, here's 2. Which this right here is the second appearance of Electro. Issue 3. Issue number 4. Issue number 5. Completed Captain America this past year. So I think I grabbed the first 3 issues right here. So here's issue number 100, which is awesome. The only thing it's got is right here. So there's 101, 102, and 103. Then, let's see here. Do some more first appearances. Alright, right here, Daredevil, 131, first appearance of Bullseye. And if you collect Daredevil, of course, the money books is issue 1, 131, 168, Frank Miller's run on Daredevil. Eaton Nick also, I'm quoting him a lot because I watched his video and it was real informative. Daredevil's going to have a TV series. I think it's going to be available through Netflix. And, being ahead of the curve on this, I don't ever buy anything to try and do it, everything's an investment, yes, but it's always however much somebody wants to pay for it is what it's worth. You can get something that's a $3 book. If somebody wants it enough, they're going to pay you $15 for it or whatever. But this is one I'm really happy to I am way ahead of the curve on this one. Daredevil is just a cheap book to complete. It's an underappreciated hero for some reason. It was always a favorite of mine. So, yeah. So the money books are the ones right here. So here's 168, first appearance of Elektra. And of course, 181, the death of Elektra. Amazing Spider-Man 194, first appearance of the Black Cat. Amazing Spider-Man 129, first appearance of the Punisher. And this is one of the ones when I bought it, I was so happy because this one and one other one I'll show you in a little bit, actually 2 other ones, I never thought I would ever get them, so real happy to have that. Got Amazing Spider-Man number 300. Werewolf by Night number 32, first appearance of the Moon Knight. Got New Mutants number 87, first appearance of Cable by our good friend John Liefeld and McFarlane. Issue 98, first appearance of Deadpool. I think Deadpool is going to be kind of like Wolverine. I think eventually he's going to get oversaturated. I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I love Deadpool. I think he's a great character. He looks freaking badass. But I wish they would have went a different direction with him. And end up, he's a badass, but, it's quirky, and I don't know. That's just, it's my opinion. I just like to see him come out as another, just a badass character. He is a badass, don't get me wrong, but, they make a lot of comical stuff, with him. And, I don't know, that doesn't intrigue me a lot. So, but I am glad I got his first appearance. But that's just my opinion. So, got Spawn number 9, first appearance of Angelina, or Angela. Avengers 144, first appearance of the Hellcat, which I'm a big Defenders fan, so of course I was glad she came along, because I was always a big Hellcat fan, cat fan. Astonishing Tales 25, first Deathlock. Giant-sized creatures, featuring Werewolf by Night and Tigra, first appearance. Boom. Incredible Hulk 181. You know, this is probably a, you know, it's probably a very fine, probably. You know, it's in great condition. Real happy to get it. Marvel stamps intact. Spine's great. Corners are pretty good. Pretty sharp. Like I said, I'm stoked to have it. Threw this one in here. This is a Looney Tunes book. It has no significant value, but it's the first book I gave my son. So when he was a baby, this was one right here that I gave him. So, all right. Let's see here. Got a couple more stacks here, guys. Let's see here. This right here is autographed by Bagley, issue 365, Amazing Spider-Man 30th anniversary. So real happy to have that one. Avengers 96, Neil Adams signed it. Very cool. Right there in the corner. Helheim, issue 1. Love this series right here. Hope they hope they end up continuing it some point down the road. I think I heard they are. Jolie Jones autographed it right here. It's funny, I seen Captain Strangelove. Somebody was talking about it, that now, you know, she was signing it in the wrong spot, and that now she's up here signing it up here. So, you know, pretty cool. Uncanny Avengers. Stu Berryfield, local artist. This is the one right here that he sketched for my son. Didn't charge anything for it. You know, just a great guy. This was at the little con that came here in my area. Nova #1. This right here is autographed by Erik Larsen. You know, not a big time book, but it's autographed by him, and I'm a big Nova fan. Defenders #1. I think this is volume 3. Autographed by Erik Larsen. Savage Dragon, autographed by Erik Larsen. Erik Larsen, #1, Savage Dragon. Sam De La Rosa, autographed Venom #1. #2. #3 of Lethal Protector. #4. #5. #6. #90 of Web of Spider-Man, 30th anniversary. Issue 29 of Spider-Man. Issue 30 of Spider-Man. Right up here. Barely see it. 31 of Spider-Man. And Captain America 330. Autographed it right there. Really cool guy. Real nice guy. My son was impressed with him. And the drug books. Of course, this is Green Lantern and Green Arrow #85. Chased this book for a while, and really happy to get it. You know, show Speedy on the cover shooting up, you know. So, issue number 86, Green Lantern, Green Arrow with the syringe on the cover. Real cool. Then I picked these up. It's not big time books or whatever, but it's a Cocaine Comics, which was something different. You know, saw these right here. I actually saw Captain Strangelove talk about some of these books. Ended up picking some up, and then I think he picked up the same ones right after me. I think issue number 4 it's kind of hard to get. I got to get that one. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So very cool. All right, and I got some graded stuff here. I'm gonna scoot this back a little bit, guys. While back, this is one of my all-time favorite covers right here of G.I. Joe issue 36. It's got the Cobra Asp firing on the hovercraft with a Rattler bearing down on it. Larry Hama signed it. It's a signature series 9.8. Picked up some Joker books here a while back. Got issue number 1. And all these right here, this is 8.5 and this is a 9.0 right here. And then I've got a giant size X-Men graded 7.5. I've got to send it in to get it end up dropping it and cracking it, as you can see. But nothing's, you know, the inside's not messed with or anything like that, just the case. So thinking about getting it sent back in. I'm thinking about just resending it in. Somebody said that now you might get a higher grade on books, you know, because they're real, I guess, tough on them, you know, with these labels right here. And the newer labels, they're not as tough on them. So I might send it in. I'm not sure. But real happy to get Giant Size X-Men #1. Freaking awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I might do a part 2. You know, I got a few other books. I might remember some other stuff. But these are the important books in my collection. Like I said, the #1 is G.I. Joe #1. And everything else kind of follows suit. So I always keep them in a box. So if anything happens, I'll just grab the box. So, but appreciate it, guys. Hope you have a good weekend. And I will talk to you guys later. See ya.